Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Wednesday. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. Guys, currently driving, so please bear with me. So I want to respond to a good sis who I said I would make a recording for. So basically, she wanted my opinion, all caps opinion. Do I believe all men cheat? Do I believe all men are dogs? Do I believe all men just want one thing, etc., and so on? So she says she's up in these streets, right? She's newly I'm not sure if she's divorced, but she's newly free. And she's up in these streets. And she says it is piss in the dating pool. Is what she said. And so she said she heard me say a couple of times that I don't really typically get a lot of the, I don't know, maybe the experience, I guess, that, I don't know. But sis, let me be clear, I've never said, I've never said that, your girl haven't met, listen, I'm a whole woman up over here, okay? We all have been through some things when it comes down to men. Let's just keep it real here. So I've never said that I've never experienced any type of heartbreak or being cheated on or anything like that. I never said that. But I will say, and I stand firm on my belief with this, all men do not cheat. But I'm going to explain, because I can already feel some of y'all side-eyeing me, ladies, right? I don't believe all men cheat, and I do believe there's some great men out here. But let me break it down. But before I even break it down, let's keep it real here. Women cheat too. In fact, women probably cheat, I wouldn't say more, but women are more, okay, so women can be cheating and still come home, sleep with her man, still cook, still rub his back, still, nothing is going lacking. In contrast, many a times when men cheat, listen, they're coming home smelling like perfume. They got lipstick on the collar, right? They're sneaking out the house, acting like they're raking the yard just to be on the phone. They're hiding hiding the phone in their shoe. I experienced that one time, honey. How are you hiding your second phone in your shoe, sir? If you're listening. Woo child, let me just tell you. Just had a flashback, honey. But anyway, here's the thing. I believe first and foremost, right, that this man has to be a man who knows God. It doesn't mean he have on slippery church shoes. Stacey Adams at church 80 times per week. If he is, absolutely amazing, seriously. But it doesn't mean that. It just means he have a relationship with God. He fears God, because see, flesh alone just ain't gonna do it. Flesh alone just ain't gonna do it. There's too much temptation out here for men and women. Flesh alone is not gonna do it. You gotta have like something to hold you accountable, right? So a relationship with God, and also, let's be clear, for individuals who are not even believers, right? But these men can still be very disciplined in their lives. You have some men out here who are extremely disciplined. Now, maybe some life experiences have brought that discipline on, some wisdom, etc., etc. Maybe they've worked very, very hard and they have too much to lose by jeopardizing cheating on their wives, etc., etc. Or you got men who are just extremely disciplined in other areas of their lives, and then eventually it transfers over. So even if he's not a believer per se, right, he's a man who have extreme discipline. So if you couple all that together, like, you got a win-win. And I mean, he's still a man, so he can still slip. That's really not the question if he slips. Because we're human beings. But you got a way better chance for a man who really, truly is committed to God in his his relationship with God, very disciplined in his life, and just have really worked hard. So his character and integrity level is just, through the roof. Got a better chance there than just your random, right? So you said that upon dating, you're meeting men who just kind of seem like they just want one thing, and so you're starting to feel like all men just want one thing, etc., etc. I get what you're saying. I truly do, because listen, I'm a whole woman up over here again, right? So you get your little random nuts who approach you with foolishness, but you check them one good time, right? Once you check them, they're going to apologize. Truly, they'll apologize, and they will really straighten up. Sometimes you just got to demand your respect. So if a dude come at you sideways, you just don't sit there and smile and be like, oh, ha, ha, ha. No, sir, come correct, please. Don't try me, sir. They'll straighten up like, oh, my bad. But it is what it is. Look at what they're working with. So you have women who don't demand respect. You have women who just allow men to play with them all kind of way, men cheating on in their face, and there's no consequence. Like, it's almost like some of the men just don't even know better. I know that sounds crazy, but right, a certain type of man, certain caliber, they just don't know better. But see, here's the thing. When you start to evolve, the more you evolve, your environment changes. So the places that typically, when you're talking about these kind of dudes, these dudes should just be some old gas station dudes. These aren't the dudes that you're typically hanging in their environment. When you evolve, you are around men. You are around high value people. I'm not speaking high earner. You are around high value people who have a whole different level of mindset. See, when you shift, so does your environment. So be careful that you're not putting yourself in certain settings when God have already elevated you, because now you're going backwards. Because really, the type of guys who you dated or who you ever allowed to just get away with some nonsense, that ain't even the type of dudes that's on your radar now. Seriously. So make sure that you are open to try new things, go in new environments, even when everybody doesn't look like you, right? Even if you may feel a little fearful when you go, push past that fear. Because once you walk into these environments and you're confident enough to do so, you will be amazed at the type of people that you attract. Okay. I'll give you an example. Actually, I gave one a few weeks ago, but something just happened right before I hit record. So some weeks ago, actually it was a few months ago, I was at, where was I? I was at Whole Food, and there was a gentleman who pulled up, he was probably about 4 cars from me, and I had already come out of the store, so I was putting my groceries in my trunk, but he was already parked again to the right of me. So as he was walking into the store to go into the store, then he encountered me putting my groceries in the trunk. And so he walked up, he stayed his distance, of course, and then he just said, oh, well, I'm actually going back in the store. Do you mind if I take your buggy? And I said, well, please, thank you, because I am one of these people who put my buggies back. I've been convicted for years to do that, so I really put my buggy back. If I don't, I'm convicted all day for it. So I'm the person who really goes and put my buggy back. So I was so happy, right? So I said, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And he said, you're very beautiful, by the way. And I said, oh, thank you. And he smiled. He walked to the store. This man ain't say nothing about, can I have your number? Can I take you out? Girl, you're thick. That man wasn't thinking about me. Even if he was, he's disciplined enough to go on about his business, right? He could have been married. He just said, I'm beautiful, right? So I think that, again, there's a certain caliber of men, and you have to, as a woman, you got to be open enough to know that it's not true. All men are not bad men. If you keep telling yourself that, that's what you're going to manifest. So you got to be so soft, and even if they are, let's just say, again, I don't believe it, but even let's just say there's 100% bad men out here, and you happen to get one who's going to cheat on you. Listen, Here's the thing. People are just people. People are just people. They're flesh, just like you. We all make mistakes. So here's the thing. You got to just, because if you live in that kind of fear, then you can never really have anything, because people are people. People are going to hurt you. It is what it is. However, your trust should be in God, meaning, all right, I'm going to trust you, right? Once, of course, you're proven. So I'm not going to be walking around here all paranoid, right? But I'm going to be discerning enough to know if I feel something crazy. Meeting of the mind, sir. Meeting of the mind. Get right. Tighten up. Letting you know. Because when you turn this key, I'm gone. And ain't no coming back. I ain't got time. I got choices. But let's just say he hurt you. Or she hurt you. From a man. She hurt you. It will be God who gets you through the hurt. I think where we went wrong at a lot of times is we ourselves think we can get ourselves through the hurt, right? And not to say that we can't. I'm trying to make a point here. But to know that if somebody hurts you, God will get you through that season. Like he's gotten you out of how many seasons? Not just heartbreak. How many times have God came and bailed you out? God will get you through that season. So that's even for people who, especially some men who are extremely fearful to love because they've been hurt. You know, women, we get hurt, but we'll love again, right? We might side eye you for a minute, but we'll love again. But with some, all caps, some men, it's like they get hurt one time in their life, honey, and every woman gonna catch hell he ever encounters after that one hurt. Most times when it comes down to that kind of heartbreak, self alone just can't do it. God will come in. God will heal your heart like he's healed it before. Place your trust in God and stop trying to make people God. People are going to fail you. It is what it is. It is what it is. So don't be fearful because anything in life is a gamble, right? But you can't be so fearful that God does happen to send you a good man, and here you are, well, all men this and then all men cheated on me, so I know you're going to do it too, so let me just go ahead and start some drama so I don't get too attached, because but I get it, sis. I've been hurt. I've never been left, right? I heard that's a different kind of hurt. I heard that's like a grieving, if you will. But I mean, I've been hurt bad, if I'm 2 times actually, right? So I get it. But once you elevate, you don't walk around like that, because here's the thing. If I leave you, you're going to feel the void more than me. Period. When you know what you carry, you're not walking around like, oh my God, I hope he never cheats on me. Sir, you do what you do, boo. You just better know, do what you do, sir. But you're going to spend a lifetime trying to find another me, and that's in all humbleness, right? That ain't got nothing to do with no looks, no body. That's all spiritual. This is how you should be. You should know what you carry to the point that you know you're rare. So you're not worried about child, please. What happened a few minutes ago, listen, I'm be honest, right? I'm gonna be honest. Woo, honey, I'm talking about 6'6". I mean, real tall, seriously. 6'6". I didn't even see him. As tall as he is, I didn't see him. I had my back turned, and I actually had my head. Ironically, I had my headphones on listening to, who was I listening? Pastor Sam. I'm sorry, Bishop Sam Blinks. So I couldn't even hear him saying something to me. So he actually tapped my shoulder because I couldn't hear. And so when I turned around, honey, I'm talking, child. Dark as a car tire, right? That Godiva chocolate skin. And I'm just making a statement here. I'm not saying that's my preference per se, because I already know how y'all go with this email, right? I'm speaking and just describing this man. But not only was his presence was very manly, right? His presence was very manly. He was a big man, like 6'6", probably about, definitely his 200, because he's solid. He's not like, he's very solid, but very, very overwhelming in the sense of if he was to enter a building. Nice suit on, some nice, look like some maybe Johnson and Murphy. Yeah, I looked at the shoes. I'm a shoe person. Some nice Johnson and Murphy's or Allen Edmonds, like blue two-piece suit, white button down, cufflinks. Honey, listen, I'm just saying, right? And so he said, out the blue, it was so random. He said, I just want you to know that I know there's a lot of rhetoric in the world today about men. He said, but don't believe everything. I don't even know where that came from, because I promise you, I'm not the person to believe that. But he said, don't believe everything you hear, because it's not true. There are great men out here left in the world. It may not be many, but it's true. There are great men in the world, and a few other things he said. And I said, sir, thank you. And I truly agree with you 100%. However, he got to know the Lord, right? And he said, yes, I'm glad you said, and he just kind of said a few more other words. And so he said, you're absolutely right. He said, you're very wise. He said, you're very pretty too. He said, you take care. And the man walked out the store. In my mind, okay, the man not see me at the register, so there's a good chance he's probably waiting outside somewhere in his car he can pull out. No! I walk out the store, honey, the man was gone. Like, gone. Every man don't want you, right? Some men are just complimenting you. Some men are just, I don't know, maybe the Holy Spirit will give them a word to give to you. I'm not sure why he gave me that. Well, maybe he gave me the word to give to you guys. Oh my goodness, I just got that. Because again, I'm not one of those women who believe that. So maybe the Holy Spirit just sent him to give me that word so I can then jump on right after to share it with you guys. But no, he may have very well been married. There's no crime in telling another woman she's beautiful, right? He ain't asking for the number. He ain't trying to like you. So it is what it is. But every man is not a bad man. But again, there are a lot, right? Not so much bad, if you will, but it is what it is. But where are you placing yourself? Where are the environments you placing yourself into? Also, how you're carrying yourself too now. Because listen, if you got a certain type of presence about yourself, men ain't gonna just come at you all kind of way, right? Even when the little rugrats approach you in that sense, they're still a little hesitant, right? They may try to come at some sideways type language, but once you give them a certain look, or they straighten up, they put their, I guess, their little grown boy pants on, or whatever they got going on. They put their little church suit on and try to get respectful, I guess. I don't know. But sis, don't give up on men because of the experiences that you had, right? You got to be open. You have to be open to receive. And if you're closed-minded, then you can't receive. All men aren't bad. But again, be very, very wise on where you're placing yourself, right? Because you want to be around a certain type of caliber of man, and a certain type of caliber of man is not going to be in certain environments. So that's just food for thought. But do God have you in the healing season, right? Do God have you in the season where you're just emotionally unavailable? Because God will throw you up in the season. Now, he'll tell you straight up, listen, no dating this season. You got work to do. No dating this season. I need you to focus on kingdom stuff. Next season, you can date till your head fall off, right? Or I might give you a whole man. But right now, I just need you, working on some stuff. It ain't that kind of stuff. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.